At 78 years old, I've learned something most men never say out loud. Not because it isn't true, but because admitting it feels like treason against the way we were raised. From the time we're boys, we're taught that our hunger is our proof, that our desire is our engine, that as long as the dog wants, the man is still alive. And no one prepares you for what happens when that engine doesn't roar the way it used to.
So sit with me for a moment. This isn't a farewell to youth, it's an introduction to a quieter kind of power. For decades, I lived with a noise inside my head, a constant pull, a restlessness that shaped where I went, who I noticed, and how much of myself I gave away trying to feel chosen. Back then, I believed that if the wanting ever softened, something essential in me would disappear. I was wrong. When that relentless pressure finally eased, I didn't feel smaller. I felt unburdened. Think about it honestly. How much of your life has been spent managing attraction? The effort, the performance, the quiet anxiety of needing to be desired to feel complete. No one tells men this, so I will. Your worth was never meant to be rented from someone else's approval. When I reached my early 60s, something shifted. Not suddenly, not dramatically. The chase simply lost its grip on me. It wasn't failure. It was clarity. I stopped entering rooms looking for opportunities and started entering them looking for truth. I stopped measuring time by excitement and started measuring it by peace. Here's the part that surprises people. The deepest intimacy of my life didn't happen in bedrooms. It happened in long conversations, in shared silence, in being fully present without trying to impress. For most of my life, I confused intensity with connection. I thought activity meant aliveness. But presence, real presence, lives somewhere else entirely. I used to fear becoming invisible. I see now that what I was really afraid of was finally being alone with myself. But when I stopped running, I discovered I wasn't empty. I was finally listening. The world is loud about aging. It tells you to resist it, to medicate it, to chase a younger version of yourself like it's a moral obligation. But a man who is no longer ruled by impulse is a man who is very hard to manipulate. I spent too many years ashamed of a natural slowing. Too many years pretending nothing had changed when everything meaningful had. My life improved the moment I stopped trying to prove I was still powerful and started becoming someone worth being. I traded the thrill of pursuit for the steadiness of purpose. And something strange happened. The world became sharper, colors deeper, moments fuller. Without desire constantly scanning the horizon, I noticed details I'd missed my entire life. Kindness, texture, stillness. A quiet life isn't an empty one, it's a focused one. I call this stage earned clarity. When the inner noise fades, you finally hear your own mind. If you find yourself more drawn to gardens than crowds, to books than bars, to solitude than spectacle, don't panic. You're not fading, you're refining. There is dignity in a man who no longer needs an audience to feel whole. Today, at 78, I feel more grounded than I ever did at 30, because my strength no longer comes from chemistry. It comes from character. I am not governed by urges I don't understand. I am guided by values I chose, and that choice gave me a rest I spent my youth chasing without knowing its name. So ask yourself gently, are you fighting your body, or are you learning from it? Is what you missed truly gone, or was it never the point? I turned the world's volume down and discovered my own wisdom had been waiting. This wasn't the loss of power, it was the concentration of it. If these words resonate with you, you're not alone, and you're not broken. You're evolving. Subscribe if you want honest conversations men rarely have. Like the video if this perspective brought you peace, and share your experience below. Because a man's life is not defined by his peak, but by the calm he learns to carry, and the truth he leaves behind. Take care of yourself, my friend. Real strength isn't the fire in your blood. It's the steadiness in your soul.